What's up, y'all? It's Sex Black Box coming to you again. It's your boy Lip.
It's your boy Juju. Before we start the show, we want to tell you guys that fortunately we're not going to be starting Snapchat. We thought we were, but take that off because that's on a decline and none of us really use it. But where they can follow us at, Lip?
Hit us up on that Instagram at 5280 Randomness and our Facebook 5280 Randomness as well.
Sir.
We're gonna link our pages and everything too. So make sure you guys like, follow, comment on the videos, and leave your feedback, please. We would like to do a response show to the videos or any of the content that we posted and answer questions. So go ahead and follow us, y'all.
And don't forget to check out our personal pages. Mine is Juju No Love on IG.
I am me 87, so that's I underscore and then am me 87. So
and we do got the IGTV up now, so we're gonna be bringing you content pretty soon.
We're gonna get into today's episode of LeBron James's IPromise School.
What does this mean for public schools?
You know,
for rich people. What does this mean, Lip?
But I honestly think that you guys hear a lot of people talking about just the state of things and the conditions of our society. I think a lot of people today feel powerless. I just think people are stuck in their mindset of they just can't do anything. And LeBron James, he's garnered a lot of my respect. Like, he wasn't, and this isn't any shade, he wasn't a favorite. He never really was a favorite player of mine. Not because I didn't like him or whatever. I just, he just wasn't a favorite player of mine. Mad respect for him, but he's garnered a lot of respect for me because he said the move to LA was for his family. And it might have been better basketball programs out there for his sons or, schooling or whatever. But his loyalty to Akron is what stood out the most in the situation.
Stuff is deep, brother.
Yeah,
deep, man.
He, with this Promise School, it's really one of a kind. What it's gonna do and help these kids and their futures, and not even just their kids. It's even gonna give their parents an opportunity to get their high school diploma, not a GED, but a high school diploma. And also another huge name is JP Morgan Chase. They're gonna assist these parents, help them with housing and costs and things like that, which it was just
people that steal your money in the economy. Help them back.
For me, that was just it was huge.
Well, here's the thing that hits me, Lip, is you got so many states where they're talking about the schools are run down, they're in bad conditions, there's not enough money to go around, yet you see he's a damn near billionaire, but you see somebody that actually comes back to their community, that actually gives back to them and impacts some children or their community to help them out.
Right.
Not just, throw a little funky money out of charity and help they do what they're supposed to do with it. No, this dude actually gave, how much was it? He invested?
He gave them, his foundation has put in $41 million for kids to go to college once they complete once they graduate.
I haven't seen nobody give nobody nothing. That should put
about 1,100 kids through to college.
That is a lot of damn children.
That's no minor feat. And what really impresses me about it is it's working with the public school system in Akron, and these are kids who are at-risk youth, which if you ever talk to a lot of at-risk kids, they all say that they feel like people have given up on them. Nobody cares.
I mean, that could be for any kid. You have to be at risk.
And that is true. And it's just that
I think this is something you just feel as a kid. You let the world down, or you let people down, or people close to you down. Their favorite thing is going to be F. And I ain't talking grade. I'm talking free tuition, free uniform, free bikes and helmets, free transportation within 2 miles, free breakfast, free lunch, and a snack. Food pantry for families that need extra food that can't afford it or can't get to it. the GEDs and job placement stuff like Lip said, and guaranteed tuition to the University of Akron for every student that graduates. That's fucking, excuse my language. That's crazy.
Yeah, but
you see how many F words roll around here? Just,
I think
that's crazy. Free everything.
I think just for, you know, he's given, I think, families a chance again. You know, families that feel like, wow, everybody's just giving up on us, world's giving up on us.
Right.
You know, I think as a whole, collectively, we don't realize the everyday struggles these families go through.
Sure.
They don't have cars and transportation, and then walking a couple blocks of school is like, kids are scared because, you know, drive-bys and getting jumped and things like that. And then to provide free transportation so they can get there, like, it's giving these kids a chance to actually want to do something. Because LeBron probably feels, given the chance, these kids have something to do, and given the chance, the things that they need, the X, Y, Z to get there, he believes that they will do it.
If he had them chances, maybe he could have been something greater than a basketball player. But I mean, everything panned out how it was supposed to, you know, for LeBron. But you know what? You know, some of these communities might not have the same chances that your communities, or as much money as your community might provide. A school might be 50 yards or 50 miles away, and you can't even get to it because your town or your city is so poor, or you don't have enough opportunities or investments to pour in. So, you know, I think this is a huge advancement for people and kids, and it shows that if billionaires or multi-millionaires or top 1%ers would just give into their community. I'm not saying it has to happen everywhere, but people really invested in the communities. You could see how much it would pay off and how it would help. What shocked me about LeBron's, it's like you're a family he's trying to establish. Like, community is your family. We're here to help you. We're here to talk to you. It's not just the kids that need help, it's the parents that need help. And if we come together and we bond together even harder, you know, we can make these kids into something just beautiful and blossom.
Nobody pours back into these communities because they want to keep them broken. Because if they keep them broken, the streets raise these children. So they're out here at like 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, running the streets, ripping and running and getting all that stuff.
You know what keeps going? We got the judicial system.
Yeah.
We got jails that keep rolling and going. And then you got other people that stay on government assistance and services. It's just like, and there's still a lot of families where you don't have a first generation that's actually graduated or went to college, and that is a damn shame, man.
And I think, you know, with him, eventually you strengthen your community, you strengthen your school, and then vice versa. It works. And you educate these children with a sense of purpose, a sense of belonging, a sense of being, and a sense of self. They're gonna, and what I really loved about it was that he was gonna start doing it with the parents, because then it's gonna teach them and educate them to help them trying to break out of their mind frame and kind of break the cycle. It spurs a movement. I hope it really struck a nerve amongst athletes everywhere, but aside from parents who are there and actively in their children's lives, kids look up to them like Santa Claus, like a 2 or 3 year old to Santa Claus, you know, and if they see these, you know, these athletes, these idols to these children and what they're doing and the things that they're doing, it'll spur them to actually say, you know what, wow, I can play ball and get an education and not just be a ball player or a rapper or whatever. You know, we have to tell these kids and show these kids, especially black youth, you know, you don't have to dribble a ball or fiddle with Mike or whatever. You can still go to get educated and do something good for your community. And
while you're on that subject, here's a food for thought, Lip. What could they be doing more to contribute to these schools? Because evidently with most people, what they're doing is not enough. And you see some parents won't even give 5 minutes of their time or 5 minutes of their day to contribute to the school. Because, you know, the only reason I say this because, you know, I seen Facebook and all kind of people on IG, you know, when LeBron posted this, they were just questioning, man, you could have did it this way, you could have did it this way, X, Y, Z, and you know, he had a lot of positivity on there too, saying like, wow, a lot more people stepped up, and you know, so that means like, how do you feel like parents should do that. And since you have like a freaking damn near billionaire contributing, and most people won't even give 5 minutes of their time to their kid's school.
It's crazy that you say that, because I was thinking about it. I think that I think people think that they have to give a lot to make a difference. Just think about it. If everybody in a certain amount of miles or radius around their elementary school every month or so gave $5 to their school, you know how much that difference that would make?
A lot more than they got. We're getting.
That's, but I think people feel defeated because they think, well, I have to, move mountains to change the world, and they really don't have to. And, to the ones that are saying that LeBron should have did this and LeBron should have did that, they have a plan, because what LeBron is trying to do is he's not trying to handicap or cut off the legs or cripple the community he's trying to help. Right. What he's trying to do is he's trying to build the community up and be self-sufficient so they can do later on, and then in turn continue to give back and put more into their community, which thus far builds up the younger generation behind him. He's not trying to enable them and handicap them to where you just go out and give. Because I've seen a lot of the comments, and it seems like they want LeBron to just give this and give that. He's like I think he's doing about it the smart way.
Yeah. When the last time a parent gave you $41 million goddamn dollars?
I know. It's like
cool, man.
It ain't. I think you're raising adults. You're raising these younger kids and this generation to be self-sufficient adults. But what we have done is, I think parenting's got replaced. I said this on the earlier episode. They've got replaced by electronics and things like that outside of actual parenting. And I think some parents are just because they're just that's what they want to do, to each their own. And also I think and I might be giving too much of the benefit of the doubt, but I think it's just because that a lot of parents are working a lot longer, multiple jobs, and they're tired. And then it's not easy being a parent. It's hard, and you want to come home, your kid wants to play and see you, and you're just like, hey, go play on the tablet for an hour or two or whatever.
Let mom and daddy rest.
Let me just kind of get my my thoughts and my little stuff together, which is like I said, to each your own. But
this is why I like that old school kind of where our grandparents grew up, where there's a sense of community.
Yeah.
The parents can't be the only one that helps you. What they say, it takes a village to raise a child. So you got people across the street that might help you, such and such neighbor that's a doctor or this and that knows about education, such and such as a counselor. It takes a community, and we don't have that a lot anymore because a lot of our communities are so diverse. We stick to ourselves and we don't help each other. But when you strip down the bare necessities in life, we're all human. We need to eat, we need clothing, shelter, money. It's basic necessities, and bringing a school like that with LeBron shows you, like you said, it's going to make a tight-knit community, and he's not enabling you, just throwing money at you to say, fix the problem. No, he's bringing the community into this so you can help each other and you can build each other. But just a lot of people got to remember with these schools is that they are still going off your grade test. They still have the No Kid Left Behind, but you don't get the same amount of funding. It's still the same basic funding or stuff when we were children. We got the best test scores, best state scores, whatever the standardized test your state hands out, reading, writing, math, whoever leads in that is always going to get the best funding from the state. I want people to remember that.
Like, what changed? Why are they cutting all these programs and funding to schools and all these things? It doesn't make no sense to me. And
cheap asses.
I just think where's all this? It made me think about these charities and what LeBron was doing. I was like, wow, look at all LeBron's accomplished with his money. And it's like, it makes you think, what are these other charities doing? It makes you want to take a closer look at these other charities and say, what's really going on here? Like, what's going on? Because these programs are getting cut. These books are just not even really like the stuff that they've been taught, and it's like it's I just don't understand what changed. What really, these kids are the future. You must educate them and teach them history, or else they're going to be doomed to repeat it.
We don't want that.
And nobody's. It's just. It seems like it's just getting worse with every passing. Remember growing up, dude. Like how tight knit the communities were. You know, everybody was out playing. Everybody knew each other. You know.
Yeah, it wasn't tight, but it was tight enough.
Yeah, it was
to where
tight
you
enough.
knew your neighbor. Your neighbor knew you.
You had a good sense of community based. You know, you had that sense of community. Like, man, this is, you know, wow, it's cool. You know.
Yeah.
Now it's like everybody divided. No neighbors is talking.
One for thyself.
Yeah.
I don't understand, but you know what? I want to say this before we wrap the show up. Before you judge LeBron, before you say anything about what he's doing or what somebody else in your community is doing, take a look upon yourself and say, what have I done? What have I contributed? What have I done to help my community or my kids' schooling, or before I even raise a finger to a keyboard or your phone or you do anything, what have you done to contribute?
We should really stop and just, before we get upset and angry, and like my boy Ju was saying, before we decide to judge, just take a step back and think. Give it 30 seconds. Give it a nice thought and just say, hey. And let's just really, I don't know, I would love to see this come together as a community, country, society, and just get what focus was on what mattered. You know, we all want the same things out of life. And just because it's done differently than you or somebody else thinks differently does not make it wrong or you a less person. Listen to that other person's thoughts.
Yes, sir.
Listen to what they're saying. Let's focus on what matters. You guys say this and stuff. You guys talk. Let's walk the walk now. LeBron James has put up.
Ain't no shutting up.
Yeah, he's walking and talking.
Check out the IG, IGTV, our pages, and Facebook, and don't forget to follow. But it's your boy Juju.
It's your boy Lep.
We out.
We out.